Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here. Just trying to get situated. You'll notice that I am wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday. If you didn't notice, I haven't taken a shower yet today, so good thing there's no smell-o-vision yet. No, it's not that bad. But yeah, just we were sort of trying to manage the shower this morning. You know, just trying to get situated. Um, Enjoying my coffee, hoping you guys are having a good weekend. Hoping that your Saturday went well. We had a pretty good day yesterday. So I took the boys downstairs and we did a chest workout in the basement, and trying to get back in shape. But it's funny. So a couple of weeks away from the gym, it's amazing how weak you can get. I just it's a, like I went real light yesterday just to get the muscles moving, and my joints are tight, and I don't know if it's because I'm not moving them in the right way or because I'm not doing the stretching that I normally do before or after. Maybe it's a combination of both, but my joints are tight, and I just felt weak. Just maybe out of practice or whatever. I just felt weak. So I went really light. Only did a half an hour workout. Didn't lift anything really heavy, which is good because the boys are only lifting 2 pound weights anyway. So don't want to be too crazy with them. But we had fun just downstairs doing a little bit of physical activity. It was raining all day, so couldn't really get outside. When it wasn't raining, it was just muddy. But so we did that. But if you notice, everybody that's a like beach body coach or home fitness person, man, they are all over the place right now. Everybody, and it's funny because I go through this here with Define My Day, and I know so there's on one hand you want to support businesses, right? You want to keep people going, understanding that everybody's in a hard time, while also like walking that line where you're not being opportunistic. So I've been trying to walk that line personally here, which is why we're doing these outside of the group. I'm actually, I feel like I need to do more just to help out than to try to ask for somebody to buy something. So, and I don't know. I see people offering get a free download. Just give us your email address because they're emailing, they're building their email list so that even when this is over, they can just get out to a larger group of people. And I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Actually, if you guys wanted to give me feedback on that, should I be doing that? I don't know. I just don't feel it. So I'm sort of just going about what feels right for me. Kind of going leading with my gut feeling on that. I'm gonna stop and say good morning real quick. Good morning, Sheila. Carrie, good morning. Angel, good morning. Sheila's working on setting up her journal for next week at this very moment. Well, I'm glad we could all join in on that. We should maybe we should do like a little private Zoom call where we set up our journals for the week. Maybe next Sunday we'll do that. We'll probably all be a little bit loopy anyway from being in the house for so long. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Brenda. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Deborah. Um, so yeah, so you see all these fitness people now. Like, and there's even the meme now where the guy holding up his cardboard sign, "Stop posting your workouts," and then like now all of the Beachbody people are posting, "I will still post my workouts." I will be inspirational, like all this stuff. So we're all finding a new place. We are all finding a new place to live right now. But I in the you can I feel like you can tell like there's certain people that you can just tell that are just doing it because they see an opportunity, and then there's other ones that are just doing it because it's what they've always done. So I just random thoughts that go through my head. Good morning, getting back this week. Awesome, Lori. Been setting up my new journal tonight. Good, awesome. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Part of what we're going to talk about today is actually, like appreciation and worthiness. I read an article this morning that really got me thinking about the actions we take and the feeling of being worthy. And so I wanted to get a little bit into that, and it's something I'm going to have to explore more on my own. But yeah, I think it's a concept maybe we need to be realizing our own lives and maybe the people we're placing our trust in. Terry says, "Good morning. Going to slip out at 10:20 to watch my church online service. Awesome, good for you." Yeah, so I just saw in the news today in Pittsburgh, the local churches have shut everything down. So it's getting bad out there. And I don't anticipate the way the numbers are going. I don't anticipate it up by Easter. I think Easter is going to be a very quiet, intimate holiday for a lot of people. So a couple of things I wanted to hit. I didn't make lasagna yesterday. We were talking about lasagna. We have too much food right now prepared, so I ended up doing the soup because people voted for soup in this house. So we did wedding soup, and my video is stuttering. If my audio goes goofy, can you guys let me know? So I made a wedding soup yesterday, and it came out really good. My kids ate like 4 bowls of it each yesterday, so it was pretty cool. We still have a ton left over, so I froze some for Easter, and then we have a little bit, well, actually quite a bit left in the fridge too, so we might have that today. We'll finish off the fish we have from Friday, and then I figured I'd treat the boys. We're gonna do hamburgers with our dogs tonight, so I figured we'd take advantage of the nice weather and get outside and cook some hamburgers with our dogs. Stacy says, "I'm in the same place with you on the workouts and on making one online thing. I may get to more next week, the week after, but I'm going to start with free stuff just to reach out and connect with more people." Good for you, Stacy. Stacy, I don't remember what you do online. I know we spoke a little bit about, I think you do some spiritual stuff, but I can't remember what you do. It is goofy now. Sound isn't good now. Oh, that's what you meant by it's goofy now. All right, listen, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to stop, jump off, and then come back. And, oh, wait, I see why. Hold on. All right, how is it now? Are we better now? Are we better now? I think now I'm gonna say it's going better because I saw that the microphone did crash and switched to the wrong microphone again. So it's going into like the built-in laptop microphone instead of the one I'm using right now. So okay, so I think it's good now. So we'll have to keep monitoring that. That if anything, if that happens, just say sound bad, and I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking. All right. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. I'll keep that up on my screen here and keep watching for that. It's so I noticed the video starts to stutter on me, and then I think it's like the microphone software is going bad, or maybe my cable's going bad or something. I don't know. We'll have to diagnose that. All right, cool. All right, good. I'm glad we're back up and running without having to turn this off. So I wanted to hit a couple of quick articles that I saw this morning that I wanted to relay to you guys. One of them is what should I do to how to clean your home with coronavirus in mind? Now, this actually became a priority for me recently. I think it was yesterday. I read an article that said that cruise ship that was off the coast of Japan that had all those people, they 17 days later are still detecting coronavirus on the surfaces. That's crazy. So, cleaning our place is even more important. Even though we're not going in and out, we're still bringing packages into the house, and we leave them in the foyer. We disinfect them with Lysol. But I mean, now even being more conscious of how often we're cleaning things. So there's a quick article here, and I will post you to copy the link. I'm going to post it right now in the comments. And this is the things you can do like to keep your house clean. So Basically, there's a difference between cleaning and disinfecting, and what we're talking about is disinfecting. Cleaning is just cleaning up dirt and dust. Disinfecting is like using chemicals to clean up like viruses and bacteria. Um, so they say regularly is the big word. Doing the house overall every week, but then like high touch areas, including doorknobs, maybe even daily, or as it may have been contaminated. And I know I've been doing that, especially in the bathrooms and the front door, in case anybody's like pulled on the door like to deliver something. I do those doorknobs and even the doors like themselves, like the edge of the door, because a lot of times we don't open it or close it by the doorknob. We hold the edge of the door to open and close it. And so there's those areas that we don't normally think about. And even light switches, like I've been hitting light switches pretty often. And the great way to do this is I hold the the sanitizing wipe in my hand and then go about my normal pattern of touching things, and you realize how many things you touch without even thinking about it. I do this in the car too when I'm getting back in the car. So I have the wipe in my hand and I hit the door handle and I get in the car and I'm pulling the door shut. Well, there's a door handle there, and then you touch the button to turn on the car, and then the shifter, and like all these things that you might touch that you don't normally think about. So it's not just the steering wheel. So it's the high touch areas. And it says, what should you use? On hard surfaces, regular soap and water. And there's a list of products on the EPA's website. Um, uh, 70% alcohol or a diluted bleach solution is a good way to go about it. We use the Lysol spray cans on the stuff that comes in the house. We use the Lysol spray bottles for cleaning our hard surfaces. We use the sanitizing wipes to do things quickly. Um, Now, the big thing um, about bedding and laundry and stuff coming in from out of the house, I don't even put it in the hamper. It goes straight into the washing machine. So I go downstairs, undress, put everything in the washing machine, and then run upstairs. And I personally, if going out to the grocery store, um, I take a shower immediately and then get dressed. And I don't even take my laundry into the bathroom because I don't want to touch anything as I might have anything on me. And I take a shower, and then I disinfect the bathroom, and then I leave the bathroom, run downstairs with a towel on, and then put my clothes on. Again, it might be incredibly uh, paranoid, but I look at the risk reward, right? I mean, what's it doesn't if I only leave the house once every week or two to go grocery shopping, if I only have to do that once or twice, or twice in a month, then fine. But when I look at the potential for what might happen if I were to catch this, um, I'll take whatever precaution I need to. I don't want to be somebody that doctors have to choose whether I live or die based on how many ventilators they have. I don't want to be in that situation, so I do what I got to do to stay out of it. But what they're saying here with laundry, don't shake it out in the air. Put it straight into the laundry machine. If you put it into a hamper, disinfect it. Um, Try to handle clothes you've worn outside without shaking it in the air, but because you don't want to spread the virus through the air. Um, Anything like disinfect your hampers, your laundry baskets, anything used in the process, and then wash your hands thoroughly when you're done. So for me, it's coming straight into the house and putting it directly into the washing machine. That way, it doesn't touch anything. But even my shoes, I've Lysol the bottom of my shoes because you don't know what you're walking in, right? If it's on a surface, on a regular surface, it's on the ground too. Um, and I try not to wear the shoes that I've worn outside around the house. But people have been talking also about wallets and credit cards. You're putting your credit card into the machine, you're touching the buttons, and then after touching the buttons, you're touching the credit card again. So even your credit card should probably be cleaned. It's crazy. Like you don't think about all this stuff. Do I need to clean every package and item that comes into my home? There isn't any official guidance, they say. But so like I spray mine with Lysol and let them sit for a day or two. We have a toner cartridge for my printer that I just brought upstairs last night. It sat outside or sat in the foyer for like 3 days. just I let it go. I don't need it. So hey, the same thing. And um, there's a process for groceries too. And the process that we've adopted based on what we've been looking at online is we have the groceries that we're going to go to like as our like that our current stockpile. So that's on one shelf. And then we have another shelf we're bringing things in and we let it sit there. Like all the stuff that won't go bad, all the non-perishables, right? We put that on another shelf and it just sits there for a day or a week. Like we don't use it and we just use the old stuff. And then we transfer that stuff, the stuff that just came in after a while. We haven't decided on a specific time, but usually it's about a week. And then we will move it to our store of stuff that we're going to use. The fresh stuff, if it's in plastic bags, we bring it all in, put it all on the dining room table on one end of it, and then my wife will take it out of the plastic bags, disinfect the stuff, and put it over to the clean side of the table. And then we start putting it away, and then we disinfect the entire table. So, and these are all things that we've read online, and again, maybe a little bit paranoid, but Angel saw something about washing your mailbox. Yeah, wash the mailbox, even if at the very least spray it out with Lysol. Absolutely. What if someone has been in my house? Do I need to clean again? They say, well, listen, nobody should be in your house. But if they are, I mean, anything that they touch, you want to clean. But I mean, they could also be in the air. So anything they haven't touched, it might still land on it. How do I clean if someone is in my house has a new? Oh, so like they're talking about if someone you live with ends up coming down with this, then how do you clean it? And at that point, you're super paranoid, right? In our house right now, we only have one bathroom with a shower, so we have to share it. And like there's a half bath in our master bedroom, and we could isolate somebody in there, but eventually they're gonna have to come out and take a shower, right? And they're saying like even the food, like you can drop off food at the door, but then the plates and dishes are going to be dirty when they come back out. So you can either use disposables and throw them in the garbage or whatever, but like everything they can potentially touch is something that you want to keep away and clean if you need to keep it clean. But as they're leaving the bathroom, they have to sanitize everything. But then for me, I'd also be a little bit paranoid about walking into the bathroom and want to clean it a second time. So it's crazy. But then if somebody's like so sick that they can't clean, then you have to worry about that too. So there's some issues there. I mean, like, so there's a whole long list of things, and I'm not going to go through it. But you certainly don't want to share a bedroom. You certainly don't want to share as many spaces as you can avoid. And the laundry, washing sick person's clothes. I mean, wear gloves that you throw away immediately after using, keeping clothes and bedding away from your body. Don't shake them. Wash in the hottest water you can. Disinfect the hampers. I mean, geez, if I would just try, for me, I would try to just go like 2 or 3 weeks without doing laundry. So I would just be wearing any rag I could to just not have anybody touch my laundry. And then I would go do it myself after I felt better and wasn't infecting anybody anymore. And even trash, like you see the garbage men right now are they're worried about touching contaminated trash, and we should be worried about the same thing. Use gloves, absolutely wash your hands. I mean, it's all the same stuff. I mean, they've done these like things where they teach people up about infectious diseases, and they put a contaminant like a fluorescent contaminant on a surface, and then you touch it, and then you try to be careful about like not getting it anywhere, and then they give you like a UV light, and it shows like where the contaminant still is even after you think you've cleaned yourself. And like doctors are surprised at how much stuff gets around without us knowing. So it's hard, but I posted the article there so you guys can read it in depth. Stacy says, since you ask, I do spiritual counsel, medical, intuitive, and life coaching. Good for you. I work with psychic and intuitive kids and adults so they can hone their skills and their abilities, and empathy isn't hijacking their lives. I do meditations and art with people. We have Metaphysical Wellness Center. We are all ministers in the office. I specialize in helping people with Lyme and shingles disease support. Oh man, Lyme disease scares the crap out of me. I'm certified flower essences practitioner, next evolution from homeopathy. We are shifting to doing Reiki and etheric acupuncture and floripuncture from a distance. Works equally well, but it's a shift of consciousness with clients. Only since you asked, not selling to anyone. No, that's okay. That's fine. It's funny because that what you're describing there, all this stuff is becoming more mainstream as time goes on. So it's I could like it's funny because this stuff, even I 5 years ago would have been like, not for me. But anymore, the more like get into meditation and all that sort of thing, I'm open to just about anything anymore. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and Lyme disease scares the crap out of me, and we have so many ticks in my backyard. I can't. Ugh, I can't handle it. Ticks freak me out. All right. The next article I wanted to share is in Fast Company, and I'm going to share this for you right now. Hey, Suzanne, you're welcome. I'm going to share this link. This is 6 habits that can help you calm your coronavirus anxieties. And I know this is an issue for a lot of people because I've seen it. One of them is to rethink your perspective. Your outlook on life has the ability to impact your anxiety level. This is also where I say guard what you're watching because too much of it's going to overwhelm you. If you suffer from nightmares, one solution is to stop sleeping, but a better one is to recognize that nightmares aren't real life. There are scary things going on right now, and they might affect you or someone you love, but they also might not. Seeing thoughts as distinct from necessary reality can be immensely helpful. It can also help to reset your expectations. If you accept that you might be stuck at home for months, which you very well might, you'll experience anything better as a gift. If you accept that your company might go out of business, you can put your creativity to work figuring out how to prevent it or deal with it, rather than getting stuck in inaction. And this is something that I'm seeing from a lot of people. People are saying, like, I give up that quickly, instead of trying to be creative about figuring out a way to get out of the situation or prepare to get out of the situation. And that's honestly, that's why I've been so busy for the past week, because actually 2 weeks, because while I'm not in danger of going out of business right now, I want to try to anticipate any potential problems and be prepared for them. So, look, you have to rethink perspective and adjust your daily actions. And saying, you know what, what's the use? I quit is not where we want to be. Number 2 is practice gratitude. Harvard Medical School found that individuals who practice gratitude lead happier lives and are more optimistic, and have lower stress levels and better health overall. In the midst of challenging times, gratitude can be a game changer. When we take 5 minutes each morning to reflect upon the good things in our lives, we stay focused in the present moment. This also allows us to be in a better place and share our positive outlook and good feelings with others. So, I've talked about this, right? I mean, like, take the time to understand what we do have going for us: appreciation, gratitude, all of the things that we do have. Stop focusing on what we don't have or what's stressing us out. Focus on what we do have, regardless of the situation. Focus on your breath. And this goes into meditation, right? This is the type of meditation that I do quite frequently. Um, when you focus on your breath, you're calming yourself. Um, and says another habit to calm anxiety is to make sure that you're breathing properly. When you're anxious, it's common to breathe too shallow or too rapidly. Fear has taken over, and we could escalate into a fight or flight response. From a physiology standpoint, the fastest way to stop your emotional response is to take 5 to 10 slow, even breaths. By pumping oxygen into our lungs, we become calmer and are able to refocus our thoughts to alleviate our fears. We can do this at any moment during the day, and the benefits are immediate. And there's a special forces technique, and they call it box breathing, where you inhale, I think it's for 5 seconds, and then hold for 5, and then exhale for 5, and then hold for 5. Inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5, hold for 5. And that box breathing is they use that to stay calm in intense situations in special forces, Navy SEALs, whatever. So try it. It's and when you're doing that, you're focusing on that singular thing, right? So your mind isn't going everywhere. So you're sort of accomplishing two things. Um, mm, 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 mm. And then some of these techniques originate in India, where practitioners of yoga learn to inhale and exhale for an hour while practicing yoga poses. Use positive self talk. So, we've talked about positivity in recent days, right? Having a positive mantra that's easily accessible can help you calm anxiety. On my computer, I have a note that says, "Be in the moment." He says, "When I start to get caught up with craziness and there is a lot out there, that note reminds me that all I have is right here and now." And so, there's the difference between like just trying to think positive and then having like trying to redirect our thoughts towards positivity. There's a significant difference. We can't just change negative thoughts into being positive, but you can try to focus on what's positive. There's a subtle difference there. Find ways to connect is number 5. Social distancing can feel lonely, but you can find ways to connect virtually. Suggest this person with a lot of stuff. Even if you're home, no need to isolate. Now is a great time to reach out to those you've been meaning to connect with. We've talked about FaceTiming people, Skyping. My wife had a Skype happy hour last night with a couple of her friends. We set up actually it was Zoom. We set up a Zoom call, and she texted out the link to all of her friends, and they sat and drank champagne together, and that's how they connected. So, you know, do that. I talk to my father just about every day. I've been calling my brother and sister regularly. I talk to you guys every day. We still need to connect in the ways that we need to connect, and even connecting with the people that are in the house, like taking a moment to actually focus on what's happening with each individual person. And then number 6 is unplug. Um, Talked about this quite a bit too, right? You can be in touch with the news without being consumed by the news. So you don't have to be into everything all the time, and you don't have to get all the alerts and all the notifications. Take time to just minimize and just focus on like the simple things, whether it's reading a book or just meditating or having a conversation with somebody. But take the time to unplug. And one of the comments they make here is sleep is an immunity booster, and the more people have the ability to sleep and rest well, the better their minds and energy levels will be for whatever the next day has in store. Talked about that too, right? So, just reinforcing some of the things we've already talked about. So, check that out. Check that article out. I have the link here in the comments. Um, Stacy says yes on the mailbox. So, we're talking about disinfecting the mailboxes, right? Spray out wallets, cards. Also have a UV sanitizer. Good for you. Jealous. I'm jealous. And we have a ton of thieves oil. It stays on things longer. I don't know what that is. Anytime we go out, we wear thieves oil straight. It's germicidal naturally. Germs hit it before us, and we also use far infrared technology to heat and kill viruses. They can't live in heat, or a hairdryer works too. There's a good video on YouTube about how a hairdryer can help kill coronavirus. I've seen that actually. Garlic flower essences, not oil, the essence to help prevent getting Lyme. Cool. Thank you, Stacy. I've read that article about copper we talked about in the past about how copper kills viruses and bacteria on contact. That's very interesting. And they say that copper should be in more hospital settings than stainless steel because of that. Stainless steel doesn't do anything; it just looks clean. Copper actually is clean, so it's interesting. Um, the last thing I wanted to mention, and this goes into a conversation I've had in the past. I had in the past at a networking event. I met this guy, business owner. Uh, I think it was in like December, maybe early January, and we were talking about what I do and what he does. And the more interested he became in what I do, he brought up this. I guess he felt comfortable saying this, and because I don't know that everybody would be comfortable saying this to just anybody. But he was talking about how he goes through his morning, and he wakes up, and as he goes about his basic morning routine, the shave, poop, and shower that everybody goes through, right? He goes through this type of vision process where he, um, when he turns on the light, he imagines all of the steps that had to happen for that light to turn on. Like that thing that most people take for granted. You flip a switch and the light comes on, and we just keep going on about our day. And he flips on the light and thinks about the coal miners that had to dig the coal, the guys that had to transport it to wherever it had to be refined, or where it had to be burned, or the power plant. All the guys that have to work in that plant, all the people that had to lay down the lines to get the power to your house, the people that maintain it day to day. Um, the same with the gas lines, and same with the water, the filtration plants and the people that are working in all these areas. And you can extend that now, and we see what essential personnel means anymore. I mean, it's the people working in restaurants. It's the people picking up our garbage. It's healthcare personnel. And so what he does is he imagines that whole process and the people living their lives that are providing that for him. And then he asks the question, what will I do today to earn what I've just used? All the work that went into getting water to my house, to getting light into my house, to provide the heat that I enjoy every day. What am I going to do today that is worthy of that? And I read that I read this article about Andrew Cuomo this morning, and he was talking, or the article was talking about that's sort of his question for himself. What am I doing that's worthy of the office I'm holding? Which I thought was very respectable. Like him or not, I think he's leading from a place of genuine, trying to do what's best for his state. And I think that's something we need to evaluate for ourselves, and especially going back to the conversation we had yesterday about you know uh, feeling bad or quitting, or not doing the things for ourselves in order to, like, we need to, maybe at times we need to look outside of ourselves, instead of worrying about ourselves and what is happening to us. Maybe we need to look outside of ourselves just a bit more often, or as a regular practice, and think, what am I going to do, for all the stuff that I still have, for all the people that are out sacrificing their lives right now, for the doctors and nurses and personnel that are literally putting themselves in harm's way. What am I going to do today that makes my life worth saving? You know? And you can twist that question and say, well, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not worthwhile. You can go that direction. And I would encourage you not to. I would encourage you to instead think of one small thing that you can do today to make your life worthwhile, to feel worthy. I mean, this is how life moves forward. We are put to a challenge, we're put to the test, and we overcome it. We talked the other day about, like, God doesn't give you patience. He gives you the opportunity to be patient. He doesn't give you strength. He gives you the opportunity to show strength. He doesn't give you warm, fuzzy feelings. He gives you the opportunity to feel connected, to show love, to receive love. So today, whatever it might just be in this house, right? Me teaching my boys how to treat people, how to treat each other. Me teaching my boys how to be healthy for themselves. Maybe it's me just learning. Maybe it's me talking to you. I might not be able to leave this house right now for the good of my family, but I'm still going to do things today that make me feel worthy of being able to wake up every day. Of, if I'm ever put to the test, if my life is ever put up to judgment, whether it's medical personnel that have to decide whether I get a ventilator or not, or God saying, what was your life worth? That they will look at my balance sheet and say, he used his time wisely. Maybe not all of it. Maybe I had a lot of learning experiences where I wasted a lot of time, but I made the correct action and the correct decisions to continue to grow, to go to a place where I felt like I was at least making progress. I'm not saying we need to be super judgmental of ourselves of what we've done in the past, but we have the opportunity today and every day going forward to make new decisions. So, as you're going through the Define My Day process, as you're looking at what can I appreciate? What do I get to enjoy? What am I going to avoid? These things that we have, like appreciate what we have, but maybe a question in there, especially now, is what did I do of worth today? What today, what did I do today to earn all of the things that I'm taking advantage of today? And I don't mean taking advantage of in a bad way. I'm saying that, like, society, the way society moves forward is that, the generations before us built us to a point where we can then build up for the next generation, right? And so what are we doing to earn all of the things, all of the hard work that other people put in to get us where we're at now? And what can I do in my small way? What can I do to build forward? And when we look at life through that lens, it should provide us with a little bit of motivation. And it should provide us with a little bit of, okay, yeah, I have more than I thought I did. And now I'm going to do something to just build on it in a little way. Small steps, but I'm going to build on it in just a little way. I'm not going to sit here and feel bad about myself and feel bad about my situation. And sure, there's things that are stressful, but I can overcome this. We can overcome this. And so what am I going to do today? And it might be something small. It might be something like reading a book to educate yourself just a little bit more, because I'm going to be a better person when I come out of this. I might not be able to contribute right now, but I will sure be on a good platform to contribute when I come out of this. Or I will be someone that the people around me can lean on for positive support. Or I will be someone that will comfort my mother because I know she's alone in her house right now and has nobody to talk to. Or I will be someone that teaches my kid that no matter what, we will persevere. Right? So what are we telling ourselves? And what are we doing today to shift our perspective from, terrible feelings to feelings of worthiness? What actions are we taking that are worthy of moving forward? All right. I am done with my Sunday morning sermon. I'm going to get moving. I got to get in the shower. I'm going to do my stuff around here. So our day today is we're gonna work out. We have I told my boys at noon we're working out today. We're gonna eat some lunch, and then I am gonna take a lot of stuff to storage. We're gonna clean out the house a little bit, take things to storage, make ourselves a little bit more room here, and then we're gonna have our little backyard cookout. I might have a beer or a margarita. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. And then tonight's all about getting ready for tomorrow. I have a work day tomorrow, so gonna get up early and do what I got to do. Still got to work. Still got to prepare. Even if things are much different, we still got to do what we got to do. So I'm getting ready for all of that. So I hope you guys have a good Sunday, a worthwhile Sunday, and I will see you all again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock right here, and we'll talk about all this stuff all over again. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments, and we'll be back here to talk about stuff tomorrow. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and stay healthy, stay safe.